Hello, water signs. This is your new moon reading for April 5th, 2019. We have a new moon in Aries, and it's a wonderful time to take action, to start something new, to initiate something that's been wanting to be born. And it's also a time to break through some limiting structures, some systems that have had you feeling restricted. Maybe overcoming self-doubt. Maybe it's internal, maybe it's external. But those two energies are really in tandem around the new moon, this sort of initiating something new and breaking out of or breaking through something old that is limiting for you. All right, so these new moon readings, are really about helping you to set your intention for the new moon cycle or for April in general. And to really get clear and define what it is that you'll be focusing on for this cycle and for this month. So let's sync up. This is you. Yeah, so speaking of breaking out of limiting structures and limiting habit patterns, we have the devil in reverse, which is releasing yourself from bondage, releasing yourself from being tied to systems that no longer work for you, from negative habit patterns, from negative thoughts. Could be your inner critic, could be addictions, could be obsessions, could be compulsions, but whatever has had you feeling bound, you are now breaking free from it. That's you. This is the context. The Wheel of Fortune. And this time right now, this breaking free and this time right now is it's fated. It's a karmic, it's sort of a karmic expression of what needs to happen. It's the wheel is turning and it's turning in your favor, and this action here is supported by this sort of like fated divine turn of the wheel. That's the context. This is the obstacle, or what needs to be integrated. It's the Seven of Swords. So this is potentially an old way of going about things, or sort of like, I don't know. Let me back up. The Seven of Swords is about a sneaky endeavor. It's about trying to strategize your way inside of something, using your analytical abilities, which in and of itself is not a bad thing. However, in this picture, we see that there is a victim and there is a predator. So it's like that duality of like, I don't know, sort of a disrespectful abuse of power. And this is the obstacle. This is what needs to be integrated. So I think there's something in the way of how you're thinking about something that could be resolved for a potentially better approach that serves you and serves the other people involved. This is your body. This is the foundation. It's the Priestess of Wands. So the Priestess is, it's early in the morning and I need to take a sip of my tea. The Priestess of Wands is the energetic archetypal witch. She is someone who knows how to cultivate energy, retain energy, and spend her energy in a very wise way that is in her greatest good. Because she's in the reverse, I get a sense that you might be spending your energy in some way that is potentially wasteful, or at the very least not thoughtful and not in your favor. And you might be experiencing the consequences of that physically, so potentially very tired and burnt out. This is the recent past, the Eight of Discs. It is about pursuing your craft in the company of others, in the company of friends. In this picture, we see 4 women, 4 is a very stable number, by the way, who are working together in a room, but they're all working on different craft. One is weaving, one is sewing, embroidering, one is working on pottery, It's really speaking to exploring what you do best, what you love to do, your creative passion, inside of a community of support. That's the recent past. This is the recent future. So the Two of Discs, or the Two of Swords reversed, is about, upright, it's about achieving balance, mental balance especially, achieving mental clarity, and having, juggling a lot for sure, but doing it in a very sophisticated manner and having a lot of power available to you. You see the ocean behind her with the full moon. Typically this card is about having a decision to make. Because it's in the reverse, I get the sense that this might be something that you're struggling with, achieving this level of clarity and achieving this level of balance in your life. And so I think in the near future, this is something to really work with and take a more focused look at, because again, you have the Priestess of Wands in the reverse in the position of your foundation or your body, which is somebody who's spending a lot of energy and feeling burnt out. So it does seem like there needs to be some, I don't know, something you do, pulling back, whatever it takes for you to get balanced and centered so that you can achieve mental clarity. This is how you see yourself. Ooh, that's lovely. Nine of Discs. This is a solitary witch. This is somebody who is very grounded, very spiritual, does her work, her spiritual work, in a solitudinal way. And takes time for herself, takes time for her work, takes time for her craft. That's how you see yourself. So who you are is breaking free from some old limiting structures. How you see yourself is as somebody who is devoted to her craft, takes time for herself to engage with her craft, and does it somewhat alone, which is in contrast to the Eight of Discs, which was in your recent past. This is somebody who works with others on her craft. Then we have in the Hopes and Fears placement, we have the Priestess of Swords. The Priestess of, and it's reversed. So I'm getting the sense that you're feeling a little off balance here. Potentially because you're breaking free of some shit, right? And that takes a lot of energy, it takes a lot of effort, it takes a lot of focus, it takes a lot of time. There's a lot of fears and anxieties that come up with that, which would make you feel, or a person feel, like they are a little off balanced. And that is probably what your focus should be moving forward into April as you are doing this breakthrough work, finding ways to maintain your balance and make sure that you're upright, essentially. Make sure that your energies are, that you're cultivating, retaining, and distributing your energy in a wise way. Because the Priestess of Swords is also somebody who is extremely powerful. She has long vision. She has a beautiful mental clarity and the ability to make very analytical, sharp, wise decisions for herself and for the future. Typically, the Priestess of Swords is seen as the, she's like completely autonomous. She's completely independent. And so I'm getting the sense that, I don't know, it's in your hopes and your fears. Like, this is what you hope for yourself, right? The ability to be autonomous, the ability to be independent, the ability to make very clear, wise decisions for you and for your life. And I wonder if you might be doubting your ability to do so, particularly because this Two of Swords is reversed. And this card here is about attaining balance in order to make decisions, in order to achieve mental clarity, and it's in the reversed. So there might be some work here to do. This is what you think about it. And again, it's the Six of Wands in reverse. The Six of Wands and the Priestess of Wands, they belong to the same suit. The suit of Wands is all about mastering your energy, mastering energy in general. mastering your own energy for sure, and mastering, like once you get to the shaman of wands, you have a person who knows how to navigate between worlds energetically, and they're sort of like an energetic liaison between worlds, so they've mastered other energies as well. The Six of Wands reversed is about this, and again, this is in how you feel, how you think about it. This is your mind. It's about spending an enormous amount of energy. You see this cycle of fire, energetic fire. Shakti energy is surrounding this woman who is inside of the circle, completely balanced and holding her wands of power. Reversed, it's feeling, again, like there's an enormous amount of energy surrounding you, and you're not quite connecting with it. You're not quite in charge of it. It's sort of running the show. You're sort of overwhelmed by it, like not quite sure how to manage this energy. That's how you think about it. This is in your house, so there is some drama happening. And maybe it's only happening on the mental realm. Maybe it's only happening inside of your mind, because it's the Three of Swords. The Swords is the suit of your mind, of mentality, of thought forms and ideas and anxieties and fears. And so there's some sort of dramatic engagement that feels negative and biting and stinging. In the traditional tarot deck, it's the card of heartbreak. So either, this is in your house again, this placement in your house. So either you're around a situation that is like this, or somebody in your home or in your vicinity, it could be homework, wherever it is that you spend your time and energy, is bringing this energy into your own energetic, what is the word? Circle? Or it could be something that you're feeling in your own mind. This sort of heartbreak, fear, anxiety, dramatic energy. Could be related to breaking through this old thing that was foundational but doesn't serve you any longer. Could be related to this obstacle that needs to be integrated, which has to do with trying to find a way in. You're breaking out, and this fox is trying to find a way in. So like, you're breaking out of this, and then how do I do this other thing? Like, I'm breaking out, how do I break in? And it could be that as you transition out of this, always there's something new. You let go of something old, there's something new. And it's bringing about some fears and anxieties and a little bit of drama into your life, into your house. And then in the outcome, we have the moon, and we can stop here because it's a major arcana. So there are things that are not completely seen right now. There are issues, energies, situations, information that is hidden and secret, and it's not available to you at this moment. It could become available to you around the time of the full moon. I see a full moon in this image, but you're operating really with only half of the information, and more of the information will become available to you at a time in the future. And I feel like I'm just getting the sense that I feel like you might feel like you're wading through some murky, foggy waters, some murky waters or some fogginess, trying to see the bigger picture, trying to just like sort of groping in the dark at this moment. Let's take a step back and let's look at the past to the future. So in the past, you have this working on your craft inside the company of others. This is something that is profitable for you, that's prosperous for you, this craft that you're working on, this endeavor, this project that you're working on. It is, it's not new. It's been something that you've been connected with for quite some time. there is a big shift coming for you in terms of how you navigate through your world, how you navigate through your life, how you understand yourself, how you understand your identity. And the wheel is turning, and you're in the process of this shift. I feel like you're spending time trying to figure out how to do this thing. Like whether it's, you started this business, like how am I going to do this? Like I feel like I need to be analytical, I need to be strategic, and you're spending time trying to learn how you can do this in the best way possible with a very sort of analytical, strategic approach. And there's a lack of clarity coming in the future. Still, the moon, not all the information is available to you, and you're feeling a little unbalanced because of it. Give yourself time. I would say focus on, the other thing I want to say is that there's just an extraordinary amount of energy happening in your day-to-day life, and as a result of breaking through this thing that no longer serves you. And so I feel like your guiding principle moving forward is to make sure that you ground yourself in your craft, in your spiritual work, in your creative, passionate, artistic work. This project, whatever this is, ground yourself there. So that you can write some of this reversed energy, so that you can deal with some energetic burnout that you might be experiencing, this overwhelming energy that is in your life right now, and you can sort out some of these fears and anxieties and mental imbalance that you have happening over here as well. All right, let's pull in a approach card for you. This is the Medicine Cards by Samson Carson. I really like these cards. They have a great way of synthesizing the entire reading. Let's pull an approach card for the water signs. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. It's like, what was the other water sign? Water signs. An approach for the water signs moving forward through the new moon cycle into April. What is their approach? What would serve their greatest good at this time? Oh, there we go. We have Ant reversed. Let's read a little bit about Ant. I think this has to do with patience, but no, it has to do with strategy. How cool is that? What is it? It's 32. No, it has to do with patience. Sorry. I think it also has to do with strategy, so let's read about it. Ant can carry a leaf over hundreds of miles just to get it back to the anthill. Ants in Africa will strip a forest bare when food is scarce, if it takes them a year. Ant's medicine is the strategy of patience. Ant is a builder, like beaver, is aggressive like badger, has stamina like elk, scrutiny like mouse, and giveaway like turkey. Every ant in an anthill is part of the ant group mind, as all the ants work for the queen ant group mind. And the hive, self-sacrifice is a part of ant medicine. Greater than ants' other medicines, however, is patience. Ant people are active, community-minded folks who see the greater future needs of their town. Ant people are planners, like squirrel, and are content to see their dreams being built a little at a time. In today's society, that is a rare quality. Patience does have its rewards. If Ant meandered into your spread today, it is time to show a little trust and patience in some life situation. You may have forgotten that you will always receive that which you need at the time you need it most. If it's not on the horizon or just around the next anthill, you may need to use some strategy. So yeah, how perfect is that? Ant medicine is about patience and strategy, or strategic patience. And you have that card right here, really trying to figure out how to get in, how to strategize or plan your way in, what strategic approach should you take, which is not a bad effort to engage in at this time. Just make sure that you're not going overboard with it, and it's not increasing your anxieties and fears. Take some time out for yourself in the future to get balanced. Do whatever you need to do, meditation, massage, Reiki, hiking, whatever it is, because I see that That is greatly needed. There is a lot that you're doing right now to break through some old habit patterns or limiting structures. There's a great amount of energy happening in your life right now, feeling a little burnt out, feeling a little imbalanced. So take some time out for yourself to cultivate some balance, to cultivate some groundedness in your life. I am wishing you the best for this new moon in Aries, water signs. I'm wishing you a really lovely spring, and I hope that you have a beautiful month of April.